Have you ever faced a challenge so big it felt like a giant standing in your way? A problem so massive that everyone around you was terrified? We all have our own Goliaths. Maybe it's a career obstacle, a personal struggle, or a fear that just won't go away. Today, let's talk about the kind of faith that doesn't just face giants but defeats them, inspired by one of the most incredible stories ever told. Remember David? He was just a shepherd boy, but when he saw the giant Goliath intimidating the entire army, he saw things differently. While everyone else trembled in fear, focused on the size of the giant, David was focused on the size of his God. This is our first lesson. True faith gives you courage in the face of fear. It changes your perspective. It doesn't mean you won't feel fear, but it means you won't be controlled by it. David wasn't fearless because he was naive. He was bold because his faith in God was bigger than his fear of the giant. He knew something the soldiers had forgotten. And that brings us to the core truth. God is always bigger than your giants. The Israelite army was looking at the battle through human eyes. They saw their strength versus Goliath's strength, and the math just didn't add up. But David understood a higher truth. This wasn't about his strength. It was about God's. Victory doesn't come from having the best weapons, the most power, or the perfect strategy. Victory comes from trusting in a God who is all-powerful. Your giant might look unbeatable, but when you place it next to the God who created the universe, it shrinks down to its true size. The battle isn't yours to win alone. Now you might think, okay, but what do I have to fight with? I'm not special. I don't have incredible talents. Look at what David used. He was offered the king's own armor, the best protection available, but he turned it down. It wasn't his. It didn't fit. Instead, he reached for what he knew, a simple sling and 5 smooth stones. This is so powerful. God doesn't need you to be someone you're not. He wants to use the unique gifts, skills, and experiences he has already given you, that ordinary thing you have, your simple, everyday tool. In God's hands, it can become a giant-slaying weapon. Don't underestimate what God can do with what you already possess. He uses the ordinary to do the extraordinary, but faith isn't just a silent, internal feeling. Faith speaks. Listen to David's words before he ever slung a stone. He declared to Goliath, "You come against me with sword and spear and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty." He wasn't just boasting. He was declaring God's power over the situation. He spoke his faith into existence. His words were a weapon. Before the physical victory, there was a verbal declaration of trust. What are you speaking over your giant? Are you talking about how big the problem is, or are you declaring how big your God is? Your words have power because they reflect what you truly believe. Speak faith, declare victory, and remind yourself that the battle is the Lord's. Finally, and this is crucial, faith acts. David didn't just believe God could deliver him, and he didn't just talk about it. The Bible says he ran quickly toward the battle line to meet Goliath. That's faith in motion. True faith doesn't just sit back and wait for the giant to fall over. It moves forward, trusting that God will meet you in your action. It takes that first step, makes that call, starts that project, has that difficult conversation, all while trusting God for the outcome. The faith without action is just a wish. But when you back your belief with bold steps, you position yourself for a miracle. You do the running, and God does the giant slaying. So whatever giant you're facing today, remember these lessons from David. Find courage by focusing on God, not the problem. Trust that He is bigger than anything you face. Use the simple gifts He has given you. Speak words of faith, and then take action. Run toward your battle, knowing that the Lord is with you. Thank you so much for watching. If this message encouraged you, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. We'd love to have you as part of our community. God bless, and we'll see you in the next video.